Ой, а у меня выпал. Переводи, у меня выпал этот.
Today we present the results of all-Ukrainian contest, United Children of Ukraine.
And before I invite 13 winners to the microphone, in general we had 15 winners. Unfortunately, 2 children were unable to arrive, and we do not know what happened to them. They come from the ATO area, and we don't know what happened. They promised to arrive. And today we try to answer the question how to manage to establish peace, how to reach tolerance. And today, on the Tolerance Day, we would like to hear some interesting answers to this question. I would like to remind you that the contest was announced in April, and it suggested to children of 16, 17 years old to write an essay on the topic, how to reach consensus, how to reach understanding between people of Ukraine. And you can see the geography of the participants who responded to the invitation to participate in the contest. And you can see that the most active participants reside in eastern regions of Ukraine and in the areas close to ATO. And this slide shows the split in languages in which essays were written. We actually did not suggest any rules as to the language, and this shows the split between languages chosen for writing an essay. Part of the essays were written in foreign languages, and by the way, the level of language mastering was high enough. This shows that children are open, they want to study, and they have no language barriers. What was our approach to awarding the winners? We removed all the personal details from essay covers. Then we invited experts from the leading media to read these essays, and he created a short list of 50 essays. These were not the best essays. These were the works which made biggest impression upon the jury of this competition. And out of that 50 works, we selected 15 essays and invited 15 winners to Kyiv, and 13 of them finally arrived. And before giving the microphone to the participants, I would like to thank the Ministry of Education, which supported this competition, and mass media, RBK Ukraine Resource, and Hromadske Radio. And now I would like to present you the selection of 50 best essays, which comprises 15 winners of our competition. And now I'm pleased to give the floor to Oleh Derevianko, Deputy Minister of Education. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, dear winners. I'm grateful to Oksana and Ukraine Crisis Media Center for this idea to organize this project for us. It was a joy to support this project, and I found out very pleasant work on behalf of the ministry to support the project. We enjoyed being the part of this project, and we hope that it will develop into some other forms, maybe into some other contents, and because it is very important for Ukraine to establish unprejudiced dialogue. The ability to hear each other, the ability to find out the content, the meaning in what is said. And I had the possibility to review this a selection of essays, and I randomly read some of them. I was very much impressed. For example, in an essay written in English language, it was written that for tolerance, you should respect diversity. Some adults respect this, and those adults who do not respect diversity, probably they had not so many chances to see this diversity. That's absolutely true. Not so many people have a possibility to travel around Ukraine. That's why it is extremely important to master languages. Very important for younger generation to master languages, to study different cultures, to study different languages, to be able to travel around the world and meet with other cultures. I believe that this project will be a good contribution to the peace around the entire world. Today, the world is in a situation when you should care more about peace, and there are not always a chance that the peace will be preserved. You should work hard to ensure peace in the world, and I'm very grateful to the organizers, to Ukraine Crisis Media Center. I'm very grateful to those who participated in a jury of this contest, those who participated in reviewing, in assessing these works. Probably once a year we should do this publication of children's essays, and I'm happy that the ministry was involved, and we are ready to be involved next time. And now I'm pleased to invite on the stage Hanna Havrylenko, from Dobropillya, Hanna Dementenko, from Kharkiv, Sofiya Kovalenko, Kramatorsk, Donetsk region, Elza Legrand, Bucha, Sofiya Leschymenko, Zaporizdzya, Anna Matvienko, Lozova, Kharkiv region, Bohdan Orischenko, Dobropillya, Donetsk region, Olha Pelypenko, Shpola, Cherkasy region, Polina Sherstiuk from Kharkiv, Alina Rydzel from Nizhyn, Matvienko from Kharkiv, Valeria Serik from Vilhove village, and Anna Skriabina, Krimina. This is not for the. This is for the first time when we have teenagers and younger adults who are on this stage. I would like to invite Selin Matvey to the microphone. Matvey is from Donetsk. I would like to quote several words from his essay. For me, Ukraine of the future is a beautiful and flourishing state, respected in the entire world and visited for business purposes and for recreation by people throughout the world, where historical monuments are preserved and clean water and attract people from other countries. There is a good law enforcement system and judiciary in the country. All people have equal rights, and all people respect the law from the capital letter. Why have you written this from the capital letter? Because if people do not comply with the laws, they could not be seen as civilized people. When people comply with the law, they are tolerant. They have to be tolerant. Matvey, do you come from Donetsk? Where do you study now? In Kharkiv? How long ago did you arrive to Kharkiv? A bit more than a year ago. Did you manage to find new friends? Do you feel comfortable in your location? The relocation appeared to be successful, and in Kharkiv I immediately entered the cadet school, and everybody received me very warmly and greeted me. I found new good friends. Nobody paid attention that I came from Donetsk, and currently I have very good connections with the administration and my friends. Leschymenko Sofiya from Zaporizdzya, in her essay, Sofiya compared the situation in the country with a rainbow. What color of the rainbow do you like most? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Do not pay attention at my black dress, because I think that black is a classical color. And after rain, always a bright rainbow appears on the sky. I believe that there are a lot of people in the country who have a lot of hope in the heart, and they are able to share this hope, and they bring tolerance to our country, and there is bigger number of these people who are ready to be tolerant, and I invite Hanna Havrylenko. I will quote several phrases from her essay. Sometimes we see, but we look but do not see. We listen but do not hear. And we are ready to follow the same path instead of to do something new. Whether in your life you ever manage to inspire somebody or to change your attitude towards those people who are next to you. I used to have a very close friend, and once she found herself in a difficult situation. Her mother fall ill. She was seriously ill, and my friend didn't know what to do, and she asked me what to do, and I said to her that you should simply have faith. You should write down your essay. I will trust you and preserve my hope. Then do you write essays and books? I'm interested in fic writing. Thank you for participation in the context, and I believe that those slogans which you reflected in your essay, they are principles of your life. And now Anna Matvienko. Anna, in her essay, invites us to remain human beings even in when we feel pain and when we are terribly angry. Did you ever experience such a situation when you were very angry and had no hope? I've never been to such a situation myself, but I believe that today many people find themselves in similar situations. Because of the war, many people leave their homes and travel around Ukraine, and they feel darkness in their hearts, and that's why I tried to attract attention to the problems of such people who are internally displaced people, who are refugees in their own country. Now Valeria Serik, Valeria was not afraid to write in her essay that the war came to her family. And besides this fact, Valeria Serik wrote very right things that we should meet together, that we should communicate and be able to hear each other. I fully agree. Good afternoon. I believe that people, not just kids, but people from different countries, from different layers, they should meet to communicate, to speak with each other, discuss different topics, discuss problem issues, because if people do not speak to each other, they result in conflicts, and this is the source for further wars. Two participants of our competition, having no contacts with each other, mentioned that it is extremely important to know history. There's Anna Skryabina and Sofiya Kovalenko. Could you please explain your idea about the use to know history? There is a standard phrase, and we wrote a lot of essays at school on the topic, that there could not be any future without the past. And when we look at the experience of those people who launched and waged wars in the past, and think about their attitude and what this resulted in, we will be able to prevent future wars. Many people know that the history of humanity develops similarly to a spiral, and many people say that's true, but I disagree with this. Let human history go develops in a form of a spiral, similar to a spiral, but let the spiral go up instead of going down like now. If we wish to build up the future, taking the past as the sample, then there won't be any development. Elza Legrand. Elza Legrand expressed rather interesting idea that everybody wishes to find a leader. The competitions looking for a leader are very popular, but we do not need so much a leader. We need a peacemaker. During the last time, the young people discuss the issues of leaders and leadership. Leadership is very much popularized in society, but in hard times we require peacemakers, merciful people who are able to produce the energy of peace, understanding, and mercy. And I would like to have a special web page popularizing these ideas. It would be good to have a special award, a peacemaker of the class, a peacemaker in the city, to allow people to make good deeds. It is very useful to popularize good actions, good deeds by TV, on radio. I think society requires these angels of good to exist between us. Dear participants who had no opportunity to speak, by this moment you're invited to the microphone to express your ideas. Good afternoon. I'm Olha Pelypenko. I came from geographic center of Ukraine, from Shpola in Cherkasy. I would like to comment on the title of our contest, United Children of Ukraine, and I'd been thinking about this title, this name, and I came to conclusion that if modern new generation of Ukrainians, young Ukrainians, are united in the East, in the West, in youth and South, then we will have hope for the future cooperation in Ukraine. Dementenko Hanna, she suggested rather good idea that putting on your embroidered Ukrainian folk shirt doesn't actually mean that you love your motherland. This feeling should be much deeper. Now many people keep speaking about patriotic feelings. Many people almost cover their faces with blue and yellow colors of national flag. But I come from Lugansk, and for me this is very intimate topic. To be Ukrainians, to be Ukrainian in Luhansk requires really a strong sense of national identity from you. You have not. We had to speak our native language, Ukrainian, only at home, not in the streets. You should put very deep meaning into your ethnic feeling. Bohdan. I wrote my essay with a motivation to show that I love my Ukraine and I wish to reach peace in the country. We have one more participant who did not speak. Good afternoon. I am Alina. when I first heard about this competition, I immediately realized that that's a good chance for me to think, who am I in reality? And I have chosen the foreword to my essay, saying that the state is a known which which needs to have timber to stay warm, and this shows that these are people who have to contribute to development of the country. And in our essays, we tried to bring the readers to the idea that we should not be separated, that we should work coherently. And we have one more participant. This will be the last statement from the winners, and then we will have time for questions. I believe that we should carefully observe our behavior every day to reflect whether we are tolerant towards people around us. It is very important to teach small children, small kids, how to behave with other human beings, how to show tolerance, whether they can be tolerant and well behaved, and this will allow them to communicate smoothly with fellow kids and with adults. To sum up, I would like to mention that, having read the essays of all the participants, I came to conclusion that all our authors had one general idea, that you should begin from yourself, begin improvement from yourself. We have several minutes before the next briefing, and I would like to invite you to ask questions. UCMC Kristina Chelmakina. My question. First, I am very grateful for your participation in the context and for all the ideas that you developed. How do you think how kids should get united? How you should build up cooperation between children in the east and the west and the south and north of Ukraine? Those who wishes to answer, you may come to the microphone. I do not understand why how such an idea appeared that children of Ukraine can be not united. What was the origin of idea that Ukraine is separated in the east and the west? I think that this is an external idea which was imposed upon us. We are united, we unite in the same social networks, we change we exchange with our ideas, we exchange with our thoughts. Of course, there are non-tolerant people, but this division comes not along with the origin of people. Okay, the further question? Yeah, there is one more question. Good afternoon, I'm Irina Zhorba. Question to anybody who wishes to answer. Whether you managed to find new friends in result of the competition, whether you managed to find new friends in the result of this competition, and It seems to me that that young girl on the right wished to say something else and had no time. I would like to add to the question about uniting factors. I think that the language is able to unite. The language is our means our national culture, and on November 9th we had the Day of Ukrainian Language and Culture. There were a lot of contests in Ukrainian language, and I think that this could be a uniting factor. And I would like to add also that unfortunately in today's society, it seems to me that I saw the statistics that people are rather ignorant about the history of Ukraine, and this is true about elder generation and about younger people. I have no intention to blame anybody, but the state does not encourage us to study our national history. In many countries, irrespectively of your future profession, history is an obligatory subject, obligatory discipline, compulsory discipline to be studied and to be passed as an exam. Thank you. Any further answers about friends? There were a lot of friends, especially when I heard that I was awarded the prize, and a lot of new friends appeared in social networks, and at some moment they asked me, is it true? You're joking, probably. I think that after today's conference, they will trust you. Yesterday and several days ago, I was looking for another peoples who will be awarded jointly with me, and on mistake trying to find Sofiya Kovalenko, but I was mistaken and found new girl from Lugansk. And I suddenly found absolutely new friend. I wanted to add on this competition, competitions of this sort, they allow you to find new friends, and having met with new people here, I found that they are thinking similarly, and I believe that we will keep on our communication. Dear colleagues, you are not just participants of the competition, you are now my colleagues, and unfortunately I have to stop our communication on air now. I'm happy to see you here. Thank you for the information, and thank you for informing us about social networks and response which you received there. I hope that the ideas that you reflected in your essays, they at least partially will implement in practice, and that we will see you once again.